Welcome to MTG Play. This is Garrett.
And this is Jarrett.
So, we're going into the future. We're going to do some Jumpstart. Upkeep was kind enough to provide us with some Jumpstart packs. So, later on, we're going to show different packs, and we're going to play a few games to see how it is. Jarrett, do you want to tell us at all about Jumpstart?
Well, from what I've known is that Jumpstart is a unique thing that I've realized that they're starting to do. They're, adding in actual full-blown decks?
So it is interesting. Richard Garfield designed a game called Keyforge. And the game called Keyforge, you would open up a deck and you would just play with the deck. Originally, Magic was designed to play in that same instance. You buy a box and you play with it. Jumpstart is kind of going back to Magic's roots. So Magic, in this sense, is going to be able to have a 20 card packs. It's going to be different from regular 15 or 16 card packs because there's lands. So you don't need anything else but 2 packs and a friend. And if you have 2 packs and your friend has 2 packs, you both can open them. So later on in the channel, another future video, we are going to do a Jumpstart video. Looking forward to Jumpstart.
So am I.
All right. Jarrett, do you want to talk about Core 2021 at all?
Sure, why not? Well, if you guys have noticed in the last videos, I've opened up a box of my own for us both. And I've come to realize there are some cards in there that I find unique, that I plan in the near future try to build a deck around them. I'm not totally quite sure yet of how I'm going to do it, but I'll figure a way through.
All right. And what I'm thinking is I want to try to see with these boxes. In the previous video, we were trying to track Ugin, Teferi, and Grim Tutor, and Grim Tutor came out on top with 3 copies, and one was even the Collector Booster art. So what I'm going to try to find out here in the 2021 box is if we can get any more Teferis or Ugins or add to the Grim Collector collection. Now, Core 2021 pre-release kits are being released for your local LGS, and if you go there, you can buy one of these. Depending on the price is how long supplies last. This weekend is the pre-release. So coming up next week, you will buy these packs and play them in Standard. I made that mistake once when I just started joining Magic. And I went in, tried to play some cards too early. It's okay, everybody starts somewhere. And maybe it could be at your local LGS playing some Core 2021 pre-release. And if not, some shops offer at-home service. So what you can do is you can buy a kit, you get some packs, and then you get to go home and play. So me and Jarrett are going to be posting some videos, and we might have some guests, possible future content creators in that video. So without further ado, I'm going to get into the box. So with this box, there was something we were able to get a special limited edition art. Something provided by the Upkeep Games. Thank you, Upkeep Games. Whenever you just want to go somewhere and just relax, have an entertaining time. Unfortunately, due to COVID, we're not all able to go play at our local LGS. So we're going to try to make every video have somewhat of a feel of going to your home, away from home. With this, we got the Mechagodzilla Battle Fortress. It usually is Hangerback Walker, but this is the alternate art. Foil. And if everyone knows alternate arts too, they are just art. And within that, there's different lands. Everybody has a different favorite land. Every individual chooses what cards they want to play. So some just want to play with Hangerback, but here, thanks to Upkeep Games, we have Mechagodzilla. And Hangerback Walker enters the battlefield with X, 1/1 counters on it. And when Hangerback Walker dies, create 1/1 colorless Thopter artifact creature tokens with flying for each 1/1 counter on Hangerback Walker. Pay 1, tap it, put a 1/1 counter on Hangerback Walker, and enters that with that many counters. And thank you, Upkeep Games, and also thank you again for providing Jumpstart and all for today's content. Without further ado, let's continue on. So we're going to start off with the packs. All right, so I'm going to skip a little bit more through the commons because we've seen those in previous videos. All right, so I want to try seeing how we can get all 5 of these. It'll be intriguing. So I'm going to set these off to the side. Okay, so we're in the uncommons.
That's her.
We have a foil, Enthralling Hold, 5 drop, 3 generic mana, 2 blue. Oh, our swamp, all right. And then token.
I do love that swamp.
It is a wonderful art.
It is.
All right, so our commons. We got into our uncommons. Ooh, this is nice rare. In the collector's booster, it's gonna be worth more. And we got a foil swamp. I'm gonna put the foils right about here. So I'm gonna change up how I'm doing everything's for everyone out there, ladies, gentlemen, and everybody in between. Shrines up here, foils here, rares here. Some uncommons in the wrong spot. And then we'll try to keep our mythics around this general area. I take that back. We're gonna do mythics over here. We'll leave the commons over here since that's the most of them. Mythic, rare, common, uncommon, foil, lands and tokens. And I'm gonna set these ones inside. They're a little bit, they're different. They're for collectors, and later on, Jumpstart does have including 5 of the Planeswalkers. They're gonna get their own deck. And within that, I mean the 20 card pack, you have the ability to open them up. So if you don't get Core 2021, you have an opportunity in Jumpstart to pick up more of the Planeswalkers. And it may be an alternate art that you weren't expecting. I'm looking at this card, and I have a feeling that it might make a bounce in Standard. And they're rare. So double vision. Whenever you cast your first instant sorcery spell each turn, copy that spell. You may choose new targets for the copy. It'll be interesting. Can you copy into an infinite loop of counterspells? I copy your counterspell. No, I counter your counterspell. No, I copy your counterspell. Who knows what's going to happen with that double vision? I know everybody will be seeing it. All right, our first land.
Gotta love those packs.
Another 9 lives. Ooh, foil mythic. All right, I got to move the foils out of the way for a moment. We got a foil mythic going on.
Ooh. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that card, Garrett?
So it is a reprint. Massacre Worm. It does -2/-2 end of turn into all your opponent's creatures. So your creatures don't have drawback. There was a little bit of conversation within the MTG Arena community Facebook that is this or Massacre Girl a better spot for Dex or Cube? It'll be very interesting to see where this lands, but it'll land a foil mythic, and we already have 1 mythic. We're on our good way to a box. All right, this card. Within my cube, Is It Spells has been altered and changed a few times over. This card, Elemental Overload, I feel is going to be possible in a lot of Is It Spell commanders and cubes, and just it's going to be interesting if we can see a Is It Spells deck in Standard once again. Transmogrify, I think that's our third one so far.
It is. Now, about this card, Garrett, I feel like
Yes.
this is going to take a big thing in...
So this is considered uncommon value. The reason it's uncommon value is it's a reprint. An EDH or commander really enjoys using this card. Having another reprint to be able to go into Brawl is going to be very important, so that we can keep the rotating Brawl format ever changing and having fixing to make sure you don't run out of big mana before everybody else can get out their spells, so your big creatures can hit the battlefield. Cultivate's going to be a welcomed inclusion into this set for Brawl. Another glorious anthem.
Oh.
Foil, Rossi's Acolyte. Thank you. It's interesting to me that Grasp of Darkness is a common. I didn't realize it was.
For a 2-drop that does -4/-4, I feel like it's going to be a really good impact.
Yeah, it's another one of those reprints. You just never know what Wizards is going to do. Because with this, you're able to even get rid of creatures as indestructible, or some of the gods from over an hour of devastation. I apologize about that. Not Hour of Devastation gods, I'm thinking Theros Beyond Death gods. And the simple fact that you can get rid of indestructible with -4/-4, and you can also exile indestructible. Oh, we got another Liliana Standard Bearer. Now, this is the second time we've gotten this altered art within these last 2 boxes. And it's an altered art promo.
It is.
Let's set these ones around here. Open a pack, crack a pack.
Now I realize that's a 0-drop right there.
Yeah, so there's different 0-drops. One of the most popular ones is Ornithopter. It just makes it so you can have 0 mana cost for this card. If it's got 0 converted mana cost, you don't have to pay a mana. So sometimes it feels like a free card, but every deck is minimum 40, minimum 60, minimum 100, and if you're at home, just have a good old time. There's our rare.
Another seed?
Another land.
Different one at
That's-
that.
Yeah, it's our second land for this cycle, and I put the land somewhere around here.
I think you put it in the rares.
Alright. So we've gotten 2 temples. I've kind of lost track of the shrines, but we've gotten so many packs, I'm not going to go back. Let's continue on, y'all. We're still in the first pile. We got 2 more to go after this.
Right.
Any thoughts on the pull so far, Jarrett?
So far, I am really liking that Massacre Worm. It is pretty with it being foil.
It definitely is. Foil is a nice addition to a card that's going to be very interesting. As we were talking earlier about Bread, the fact that it has bomb, removal, evasion, pretty much the rest of everything else, that is going to be a card that could be limited and possibly do very well in Standard. Ooh, another land.
Ooh, nice.
I'm going to rearrange the piles a little bit.
Now, as I explained back in our very first video, that sometimes you can just get regular packs and you still have a chance of getting a foil. It's rare, but you still get them. In this case, it's really rare to pull a mythic foil at that.
I completely agree. But we did something that's different and something that was unexpected, and it's really about variance. When you're playing a game about all of RNG and randomness, you never know what's going to happen. Sometimes it's a foil common, sometimes it's a foil mythic.
Is that right?
Another Containment Priest, another valuable reprint.
It is. And I see you got your token that you wanted.
Yeah, I really enjoy this token. Just something about it. I really enjoy this artist. Let's see who the artist is. Izzy. Thank you, Izzy, for making a wonderful art. All right, this one is intriguing. I really want to talk about it. And looks like we got something surprising in the back.
Ooh.
Storm Wing Entity. 5-drop. This spell costs 2 generic and 1 blue less to cast if you've cast an instant spell or sorcery spell this turn. What that means is for 1 opt, which we've pulled some opts, you can make this practically what am I saying this right? Correct 4-drop, or am I misreading that? No, this spell costs 2 generic and 1 blue less. That means you're taking away from the casting cost and you're taking away from the generic cost, making this a 2-drop. If this is a 2-drop, you play opt, you play this, and now you have a 3/3 on the battlefield with prowess that can give you Scry 2. That is a really good card, and it's deserving of being a rare.
If I recall, I actually went over that earlier.
Oh, wow. Cultivate. So what we pulled here is the Alter Art promo for Cultivate. We're going to hopefully get another one of these when we open some collector booster boxes later on the channel.
Now on to our second pack.
Like I was saying, you can just use an opt.
Ooh, alternate. Now, Garrett, I noticed that the alternate arts are pretty much of all the lands kind. But what about artifacts? Do they have an alternate art?
It all really depends on what Wizards of the Coast decides. By the way, we do not own Wizards of the Coast. We are not sponsored by Wizards of the Coast. We just enjoy their game. We enjoy the product, and we just want to have some fun doing it. And by having some fun, we want to open some packs and let everybody else have the opportunity to see exactly what's in a pack. Thank you, Wizard of the Coast. Thank you, Magic the Gathering, for existing for as long as you have and looking forward into the future.
If you want to run with cats and dogs, Animal Sanctuary, here you go.
Yeah, on my cube we have an Oxwand, and that is so much fun. So it'd be interesting to see if you can do the Oxwands and then just makes a minor Ox sub-theme in one of your cubes. Or maybe I should try it.
Ooh, I see an alternate.
Alright. Ooh, alright. Miscast. That's around $1 right now, and it could go up to triple its value if it's in one of the Magic Fest champion decks. Or it could just keep going around $1. We don't know, but this is a very good card, and it's uncommon. It's amazing.
It is.
Our rare's
Ooh.
Fabled Passage. And that was interesting when I saw this as a reprint, because the fact that it was Throne of Eldraine was a very interesting set with Oko the Broco and all the effects that happened. Fabled Passage was something new, and it had an Evolving Wilds, but you could make it so on turn 4 you had it untapped. That just sped things up, and the value of this was around $20 for quite a while. But now that this reprint, it's less than $10 for this one, so it's going to be interesting. Are they going to start using Evolving Wilds filler or Fabled Passage in every rare slot, just to make sure everybody can get a Fabled Passage, just like how Terramorphic Expanse and Evolving Wilds are available? Or is this a choice because there's so many different options in decks, we just want people to open up our cards? Fabled Passage is our rare. Going after Animal Sanctuary.
Ooh.
Gurk's Uprising. I haven't seen this one, so let's look over what it does. It's also an alternate collector art. So 2 generic, 1 green. 1 Gurk's Uprising enters the battlefield. If you control a creature with 4 or greater power, you just draw a card. Creatures you control have trample. Whenever you cast a creature with power 4 or greater enters the battlefield under your control, draw a card. So this is giving green +4 power and just drawing a card. And with that, it's allowing trample. And trample is quite interesting. So what'll happen is, oh wow, excuse me for a moment, I've been looking for this. I wanted this for my cube, and now I've got one. That's amazing. Anyway, Jarrett, do you remember what I was talking about?
Trample.
Oh, so trample. If you were to do damage, every creature has a power and a toughness. And this creature has power 4, toughness 2. So it takes 2 damage to destroy this creature, but this creature can deal 4 damage, so for 3. So in looking at this design space for this common, I'm looking at 3 mana, so it could be a 3/3, it could be a 2/4, but let's make a 4/2, because it would be about balance and what you don't want to have too much power in a common. You don't want to have too much underpower in a mythic. So it's interesting over time what Magic the Gathering has done and be able to figure out what power level is right in each set. Maze Mine Tome. 2 mana. Tap it. Put a page counter on Maze Mine Tome. Scry 1. Pay 2. Tap it. Put a page counter on Maze Mine Tome. Draw a card. When there are 4 or more page counters on this card, exile it. If you do, you gain 4 life. That is interesting. They could have broken this card by the final ability, make it so you can remove counters, and kind of gone is Agite. Agite is a card that feels broken, so it feels like they made a standard version of Agite. Alright, through the comments. This card I'm expecting, to do some valuable things. When I was playing Mono Green Stompy a while back in Standard, this card, there was another version, Blossom Defense. This is another version of that where it allows Mono Green Stompy to bring in some big creatures, and I played 4 Blossom Defense back in Standard. So I'm curious if a green deck can do a lot of things, and I'm looking for Ranger's Guile to do some of that. I want to read this card because when I was looking at it earlier, it was interesting. This card is meant for draft, or it is also designed for sealed. It makes it so it's, let me read it. Alpine Houndmaster, 1 red, 1 white. It's a 2/2, so a 2-mana 2/2, otherwise known as bear. When Alpine Houndmaster enters the battlefield, you may search your library for a card named Alpine Watchdog or a card named Ingenious Cur. Reveal them, put them in your hand, shuffle your library. When this creature attacks, it gets +X/+0 until end of turn, where X is the number of other attacking creatures. So the fact that this card, if you have 3 other cards and you have a way to bounce this, you'd be playing Jeskai. But the fact that this card allows you to get 2 cards in advantage. So it's not draw, it's not exile, it is still card advantage since it is playing 2 mana and putting 2 cards into your hand. So in a sense, it's a draw card, but it's also a card that you can base an entire draft strategy around. I'm really glad that they made that set uncommon to make it so that that deck strategy of hounds, what it once was, and now dogs, can be viable. Oh, this card is interesting. I really do like it. For everyone who's still listening, and thank you very much. I know it's been almost half an hour, and we just appreciate your patience. We appreciate everybody watching the video. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to go to your LGS and play as much as you can. And if you can't, there's always MTG Arena. With Arena, it allows you to play Standard, Historic, sometimes a Brawl. And it also just allows you to draft, play some sealed once in a while. Every 3 months a new set comes out, so every 3 months look forward to opening and having some fun. Back to our comments. Oh, another 9 lives, and what do we have here?
Ooh.
All right, so... OMG, I really do feel that way. So I wanted to get this exactly for my cube. I played a cube, and I went to a Magic Fest at one point, and I just sat there and said, you know what? Every Planeswalker I find, I'm pulling. I pulled every Planeswalker, and it got to the point where I had the Scavenging Ooze. But this is a collector art, altered art, Scavenging Ooze, and this is exactly what I wanted. So I am so glad I opened this, because now I can put it in my cube, and I can look forward to getting more in the future. And when I said more earlier, I meant packs or cards. There's 2 different ways you can go about collecting your Magic collection. You can either go draft, you can just buy some packs and open some packs, or you can buy exactly the cards you want. So with this channel, what we're hoping to do is open some packs. Then we're going to later on try to see if those packs can buy more packs, but the more packs are going to be different. We're going to see if we can get any collector packs. I'm going to use $100 of my own money, and then we're going to go to a comic shop. We will not be going to the Upkeep this time, though. We will be going to Great Escape Gaming. We do appreciate and very much want to thank the Upkeep for providing content for this video. We will be going to Great Escape Gaming tomorrow, and we will be trading in these cards to see how much money we can get back. And I'm going to try to get a collector's booster box. And depending on the price is depending on where I'm going to purchase that. But store credit versus cash. How much is the value really worth? Ghostly Pilfer. So 2 mana for a 2/1. So that is upgraded from what, if it was an uncommon, it would be a 1/1 or a 0/1 or a 1/0. It can't be a 1/0, my apologies. But it would be altered if it was an uncommon. Whenever Ghostly Pilfer becomes untapped, you may pay 2 if you do draw a card. So that is interesting. That's an understandable why it's a rare, not a mythic. Because if it was a mythic, it'd be pay 1, not pay 2. Whenever an opponent casts a spell from anywhere other than their hand, draw a card. So cast this spell from anywhere. That means the graveyard, or if you were to even pull out a companion. So this was with companion thought in the future. Well, if we need to be able to somehow nullify that just in case it was too powerful, and they went around and they had to realize companion, that was a little too powerful.
I was going to say a 1-0 makes it a 10, and hopefully it's not that high.
Well, I was talking about power and toughness, how this is a 1-2. And if it's, a 2-1, I apologize. It's 2 power and 1 toughness, so a 2-1. If it was an uncommon, I do think it would either been a 1-1 or a 0-2.
I was referring to the mana cost.
Oh no, it is a 2-drop. So discard a card, Ghostly Pilferer can't be blocked this turn. So that goes to unblockable. So who knows? It's a creature that can go into unblockable deck. Will that make it a round in standard, or is it just a fun cube card? Maybe even for commander.
Ooh.
Another Chandra Magma. So I'm just thinking, it's an elemental dog. Is this just a dog made of volcano? Is it like just magma, or like it just all of a sudden became a fire dog? I'm really curious about the story behind that. Magic has an interesting story around, every single time they have a new set, they try to come up with a new book, a new story.
I thought I saw something interesting we got.
Oh, so let's see. We got Tormoid's Crypt, Thrashing Brontodon, Tide Skimmer, and Chandra Heart of Fire. Her first Planeswalker. That is amazing. So let's read what she does. 3 mana of generic and 2 red. Legendary Planeswalker. For a while there, they were just Planeswalkers, and they eventually changed it. +1. Discard your hand. Then exile the top 3 cards of your library until end of turn. You may play cards exiled this way. So what this means is you get to exile the top 3 cards. You still have to pay their mana cost. If you do not pay their mana cost, let's see. Exile the top 3 cards until end of turn. So by the end of your turn, if you have not played those 3 cards, they will be exiled. So you will get to add up to exile. A creature that, not a Planeswalker, Kaya. There was a recent Kaya in RTR that it was able to deal with exile, and it's -5 made it so it would deal X damage to your opponent. So I'm curious if Chandra is going to help everything, help the format, or is it going to change the format and when this card enters?
Now, the good thing about that, too, is that your top 3 cards may just be only all mana. And if that's the case, you got way more mana out on the field.
Yeah, with playing 1 land per turn, unless a card says otherwise. So +1, Chandra Heart of Fire deals 2 damage to any target. So what's interesting about this is if Planeswalker is put in the graveyard, or if it has 0 loyalty counters. So that means this Chandra does not minus at all. If it doesn't minus, the only way it can lose loyalty is by you ultimating it or somebody defeating it. So -9. Search your graveyard and library for any number of red instants or sorcery cards. Exile them and shuffle your library. You may cast them this turn. Add 6 red mana. So there's a deck in Modern called Burn. Is this 5 mana Chandra going to make it a burn? I don't know. If it was 4 mana, I think it could. But the thing is, there's a 4 mana Chandra Heart of Defiance, and I feel like that deserves the spot with having 4 abilities instead of 3. That is another second mythic, besides Massacre Worm.
So, Garrett, since we're already almost halfway through this whole box, you want to at least explain to us how you feel about the box opening right now?
So I'm interested. As I'm going through, I'm seeing with life game, there's definitely enablers for life, but it's interesting how it goes into black or it goes into green to gain that actual life. And with that, that's thinking of strategies. Now I'm going to be curious speaking of Scavenging Ooze, I'm going to be curious of what the draft formats is going to look like and the sealed formats. Scavenging Ooze, we got a second one. And, ooh, nice, the planes.
Ooh. Alternate planes.
Ooze the scoos. Just a moment.
Gotta love our piles.
Again, thank you for y'all's patience and sticking around with us. We are MTG Play, and again, I am Garrett.
And I am Jarrett.
Thank you for joining us. All right, back to the commons.
Oh, that.
Thinking Moby Dick in this scenario. At least that's what I'm thinking of the book.
You're thinking Moby Dick? I thought of Pinocchio.
So in school, we're all taught about this book, Moby Dick. And by the way, my name is Garrett Dick. So the story of a pirate trying to find their giant whale that they can never find has eventually been turned into a card. I'm very curious why Throne of Eldraine didn't have that. This would have been a perfect storybook card to add into it. So let's read it. 7 mana. When pursued whale enters the battlefield, each opponent creates a 1/1 red pirate creature token with this. Creature can't block, and creatures you control attack each combat available. So that's interesting. In Magic, there's something called the color wheel, and there's color theory. And depending on passion with red or knowledge with blue, so peace with in tranquility, kind of protecting things within green, white kind of like peace and order, and coming to this and being red. So that means the pirate that was chasing the whale was passionate, was fiery, and incorporating that into this card means that R&D and Magic of the Gathering and Wizard of the Coast is trying to pay attention to the story and the heart of the cards. Oh, I apologize. I skipped over one. Very important color, black. And black is willing to sacrifice things to achieve greater. Now, when I say that, I mean when a card is trying to be drawn, are you paying life? Are you sacrificing a creature? You have creatures that have abilities that their power and toughness are way larger than their costing costs, and it's a drawback. Where there's a dinosaur that makes it so you discard cards, but its body is enormous. So pursuing opportunity at the cost of whatever it needs to be achieved. Knowledge for blue, red is passion, green is nature, and white is trying to keep the peace and the order. I apologize about that if anyone was offended. Interesting. Like I was saying earlier, trading off power for trading off something. So this is a red card, which has has what's going on, what I said earlier. So it's a 3-drop that is a 5/4, but it can't attack unless you control 4 or more artifacts. Luckily, it has a way to make artifacts, which are treasure. Treasure, you add 1 mana. So yeah, you can have a 3 mana, 5/4 blocker for a little while, but if you go into artifact theme and it is legendary, and there's other artifact dragons out there, you can definitely go and make an artifact commander, or even going into Brawl. Some may even want to do Oathbreaker.
Almost there, and still no Ugin or Teferi.
Yeah, I'm very surprised. We did very well in her last box with the 3 Grim Tutors, but who knows what's going to happen now. We're down to our last few boxes. We did pull a Chandra, and we did pull some Master artwork. I mean, some Collector Booster artwork. Oh, I very much like this. The Super Friend Snake. Oh, I enjoy this land as well, and thank you for the Beast. So, Hooded Blight Fang. 3 mana, 1/4. Now that's understandable since it has Death Touch, so it can't kill multiple creatures if it has Trample. But it's also a good blocker. It's just a body that has a lot of abilities to be able to stop a Planeswalker. And if there's too many Planeswalkers, you need to be able to figure out balance. And this snake allows you to do that.
Ooh, I see something in the background.
Oh,
Ooh.
Basri Ket. I've been looking for this, and I didn't expect collector art. I really am happy to open up this card. I don't know if I'm going to part with this one, just as other cards in the future is going to be difficult to part with. I don't know what I'm going to do, because tomorrow we're going to try to go trade in these boxes, what we open, to try to get a collector's box. And since this is a Basri Ket in a collector's art, I don't know if I can part with it. We're going to have to find out when we open a collector's box. And a foil.
And a foil roaming ghost light. Ooh. It's coming for you. Ah, another alternate art. Always seems to be the Liliana Stewart and the Mad Mutt.
In this print run, it looks like we have a foil.
Ooh. Is it going to be a good foil too?
Who knows? I was looking at this carrion grub, and I'm very curious where this is going to find its place. I feel like it has a home in EDH, and if there's a self-mill deck in Standard, or even in Historic, if you can self-mill Ulamog, you can have this creature coming out as a 10/5 4-drop. At a rare, Transmogrify. Alright, so we have Griffin's Airy, which this might go in my cube as well. So in white, I do have a life gain theme where you can make a deck. And if you can make a two white Griffin flying creature, if you've gained 3 more life this turn, there's other cards that can just gain you that much life, and it'll be interesting to see what happens. It'll be a lot of fun. I do enjoy cubing. When I say that, I mean a cube is a collection of cards that you and your friends can put together and make. It's usually meant for drafting or sealed. You can even make a commander cube if you like. You could select different themes. And you just put your favorite cards or whatever your cards you have together in a giant box to just draft. And you usually want to sleeve them to protect them, because you don't know exactly in the future what cards will be in your cube. You get to just draft and have a lot of fun whenever you and your friends want to. And Magic Arena, if you would like to be playing from the comfort of your own home, you have the opportunity to just play it at Arena, or even MTGO. MTGO was a wonderful is a wonderful website to use as well. On our last few packs, and we still are looking for another Grim Tutor, an Ugin, or Teferi. Let's see if we can get it. You think we have a possibility of doing it, Jarrett?
I am believing in these packs. And also, to all the viewers at home that are watching this, I am going to be opening up my 2 boxes later on. So stay tuned if you guys feel like you want to watch me open up my other 2 and see what I get.
I am definitely looking forward to that. Oh, ooh. Wow. Oh, we were just talking about it. What a pack. I can't believe this pack. So first you have alternate collector art, foil, and a Grim Tutor in the same pack. This is an amazing pack, and I can't believe that happened. I am so amazed.
Wow.
Thank you, Wizards. So we got 3 mythics. That means if we're going to do a minimum 4 average, we should open 1 more mythic in this.
Hey, Garrett, isn't that the total of 4 Grim Tutors now for us?
That is. We have a full play set of Grim Tutors.
Oh, that is awesome.
But still no Ugin and Teferi. We're still looking for them. They're out there, and they're waiting. Oh, I see another foil.
Oh, another Garrick's Harbinger and a foil common. So what I want to do is I want to read this card. We've just opened it 2 in a row, so let's read it. Oh, I'm sorry. I should have read it. 1 generic, 2 green, hexproof from black. One of our Garrick's Harbinger deals combat damage to a player or planeswalker. Look at that many cards from the top of your library. You may reveal a creature card or a Garrick planeswalker card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest at the bottom of your library in a random order. It's a 4 power and 3 toughness, 3 mana creature. So it's deserving of being a rare. Since the simple fact it kind of bends what the power structure would be. This, if it was an uncommon, would be a 3 mana 3/3 realistically, and it would not have one or both or more of the abilities. It is deserving of being a rare, and if it had Death Touch instead of Hexproof, or if it would have had Trample, and I possibly do believe that this could have made it mythic, or it was the right idea to do Hexproof from black because of exile and kill spells. When you're in draft format, there will be white, red, and black all having kill spells. This has protection to one of the colors, then it gives it a possibility to give a little advantage depending on the luck and the randomness and the variance of each pack that you open. So we have 4 packs left. Let's see if we can pull another mythic.
Let's hope for Ugin or Teferi.
Alright, so we've seen almost all the commons, but there still might be the promo art.
Oh,
But we did get a foil something.
Yeah. Oh,
Another one of those.
Another one. And a foil.
Oh, another shrine. So out of the 6 shrines, we got a foil one. And I think we've opened a few shrines as well. So I'm curious, after all these boxes, are we going to open every shrine, all 6 of them? Well, stay tuned to find out in a future video. 3 left.
3 left. Come on, Ugin and Teferi.
Oh, what is that?
So this is a mythic. This is a card I've also wanted for my queue. 4 mana, 3 generic, and 1 white. It is a 2/4. But what's interesting about this is it's not using cycling to draft. It's using actually drawing in white. And what was intriguing is the simple fact that every deck can draw cards. But in white, it was mainly cycling. Black had draw, blue had draw, red had draw, green had draw, but this card makes it so you can even draw cards in white, and colors on the color wheel and color theory. So anyway, this card is a 3 mana, 3 generic, 1 white mana, 2/4. Lifelink. Whenever an opponent attacks with creatures, if 2 or more of those creatures are attacking you, and or planeswalkers you control, draw a card. Whenever an opponent casts their second spell each turn, draw a card. So this can even give you card draw on other people's turns if you're playing in a multiplayer format like Commander EDH.
Ooh, what is that token?
I really like this. So this goes back to the Is It Spells card and the token. It is a really cool looking token. I like the whoever. Okay, let's look at this. Is it Lie or LTE? I'm not sure.
It is.
Sedawana. LTE or a Lie? What do you think that is?
That is a lie.
Lie Sedawana. Interesting. I like the token.
It is a cool token. Oh, Garrett, 2 more packs to go. Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
I'm not sure. So what I'm gonna do is open the packs, and with variance and luck, let's see what happens. We got, my apologies, y'all.
You're so
So we got an indestructible goblin, not a mythic, not a Teferi, not an Ugin.
Ooh.
So we did get 3 mythics, and we also got 2 collector's master, 2 collector's art. Actually, that is our mythic. I apologize, y'all. I wasn't paying attention. I forgot the Basri Cat is a mythic. So we've gotten 4.
5.
Oh, 5 mythic as well. So wow. Okay, I apologize completely. This is our 5th mythic in a box that is averaging 4 mythics. Wow, that is amazing.
In
Okay.
our last box, we had 6. That's pretty good, too.
So this pack should have Ugin or Teferi. We don't know. So go ahead, comment below if you think this is going to have a Teferi or an Ugin. Let's find out. So I'm going to do this a little bit different. It's our last pack. So, Saproling. Alternate art.
Ooh, I love that.
So is it Teferi? Is it Ugin? What is it?
Ooh, a
Foil Island. Oh, so the intention. I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't look yet.
No. Yeah,
I
you're
can't
right.
look. I
We'll
have
save
to
it
find
for
out.
last.
So let's go through our commons.
And uncommons, we might get alternate arts. You might.
Okay.
No, you still
So
got one
I
more
see
time.
blue. I do see blue. So hopefully, let's see what happens.
Oh
Is
boy.
everybody ready? Drum roll, Jarrett. No, we did get Teferi, but he used his time magic and turned this card into Teferi's Angel of Insight.
So pretty much he just phased out on us.
He evaded us again, but we are still looking for you, Teferi. We'll see you one day.
Well, hopefully in the luck of my 2 boxes, we might get lucky.
Thank you very much for sticking with MTG Play. It has very been appreciated. Again, today's video was brought to you by the Upkeep Games. They were allowed us to use some product, and they gave us a little sneak peek of later on. Next month, this Jumpstart is going to happen. So we're going to jumpstart our way into another video. Anyways, again, this is MTG Play. My name is Garrett,
And this is Jarrett.
and have a wonderful day.
Peace out.